What's up, y'all? This is China here with the Indie as Fuck podcast, and I have someone so amazing, so divine, so feminine, so amazing, goddess. I'm honored. Lizzy Jeff, what's up, girl?
How you doing? Thank you. That was such a sweet and loving intro.
Of
Thank
course, for
you.
someone as sweet and loving as you. You came in here definitely with the energy and just the good vibrations.
Thank
How do
you.
you all like? I feel like every time I always encounter you, you've always been the same. But how do you stay so leveled out? Give me,
How do I stay leveled
yeah, give me
out?
some advice.
Wow, that's deep. Because honestly, I always say like I'm multidimensional. Like yeah, I'm sweet, but I'm sour too. Like balance, duality.
Yeah,
And so one thing that helps me is just embracing all the different dimensions of myself and not judging myself if I'm in my dark feminine bag some days or like more in my masculine bag some days.
yeah,
It's just like the flow of things. So one, just embracing it. Moment by moment, because especially as women, we're like ever evolving and ever changing.
yeah.
So it's just about being graceful with myself, breathing through it. That's why in a lot of my music, dang near every song, you hear me when I'm just like, because it's really a reminder to just breathe. You
Right.
feel me? It's so easy to get caught up in all the things, but I feel like our breath and just being able to stay in that move in spirit, it'll help you stay balanced, as you navigating it. So, I
Love
mean, I don't
that.
have all the answers, but
Y'all hear that? Just breathe. Sometimes you got to take those deep breaths, and I honestly believe in that as well. When would you say you started becoming so spiritually grounded within self?
okay, Miss Questions. When would I say I became so spiritually grounded? Mm, that's a deep one. Honestly, I would probably say in the womb, just like the journey that my mother experienced, just her spiritual journey. Um, you know, just bringing me into this realm. But then also, I was raised by my grandmother, and my great grandmother was very present in my life, and my auntie, who are all very deeply spiritually rooted women. And they each had their own various religious beliefs,
Yeah.
but they were all so devoted to God, to divinity, um, just the rituals and the practices. And so that's something that I just saw growing up, and it made me want to kind of be on my own journey of self-discovery, my own journey of finding God, and so I would say that I've always been on that journey until I really started to understand the power of your thoughts, your mind. My
Yeah.
granny used to always say, like, there's power in your tongue, and I understood what she was saying, but I didn't really fully understand it until, excuse me, later in life, when I started really practicing and being intentional about, just what I say, what I think, what I manifest for myself, the power of intention. Um, and so, anyways, yeah.
And you know what? I feel like that practice is something that you also do within your music, which is why I'm a fan, because I feel like when I listen to some Lizzy Jeff and when I turn on some Lizzy Jeff, I'm going to uplift myself. It's always going to be a positive message, and it's also going to bring out my feminine, my sexy, my I don't know, like I feel really
that.
in touch with my divine feminine when I do listen to your music. And something that not recent, within a couple of years, I grew up in a religious household, and I was always taught to think of God and praising like more of a masculine energy type of being, and like a father, like you're afraid. I don't know,
Right,
like
right, right. I
like
got you.
a masculine divine figure, but I feel like I started tapping into like my goddess side, and also acknowledging like the feminine that also happens within that energy. So you've always been about the goddess. Tell me a little bit more about how you got into that. Say.
Oh, that's something. Thank you. I love that question, and thanks for sharing that about yourself too. It's just okay. I'm okay. That's good. And then you said I've always been about the goddess. Now I'll tell you, even that has been a journey. You know, because I grew up I was the only girl. You know, brothers, just like LA shit.
Yeah.
Even living back and forth between New Orleans and LA, it was some New Orleans shit all the time. And I like playing sports, you know. I wore the baggy clothes. I was the girl. I always had a snapback on. And I wore it backwards, you know. I was always on my like tomboy shit.
Yeah.
Just being the only girl playing sports with the boys on a neutral ground or playing basketball, whatever. And, you know, that was cute. And I think because, you know, I also, you know, I've spoken about this before, but just being a young girl, like I did get teased a lot for being slim, for being, you know, for having small breasts or being flat chested, which I always thought was interesting. Because now I really embrace my breasts and people still got something to say, you know what I mean? But I was always, you know, teased, especially like when I was living in New Orleans, like how the bounce music, it's always about, you know, we shaking ass. It's like the young ladies are thick, voluptuous. And so that was for me, I guess dressing in that manner, I was more so just like, more embraced that tomboy side. And so it wasn't really until maybe my mid-20s that I was like, you know what? I'm a girl and I love being a girl. Like, the world makes it seem so crazy to just want to be a girl in her feminine energy. What does that look like for me? And so I started exploring, you know, okay, let me put a little blush on, you know.
Yeah.
I was working for a very feminine retail company that sold lingerie. And so I was just really exploring.
Ain't no secret.
Right. I was just really exploring that and having a damn good time and finding beauty and femininity and embracing it and, you know, receiving. Just even the act of receiving, you know, that's a feminine act. And that wasn't something that I was like that good at doing.
Yeah.
And so it's just been a journey. I've just been on a journey. And now what I'm starting to realize is more and more women that are on that journey are showing up too.
Yeah.
So it's like we're never alone in that. And so, yeah, the goddess energy, that just came with me exploring myself more, understanding my body more, being more playful, being more feminine, reading books, Sacred Woman, you know what I mean? There's so many dope podcasts, not podcasts, but like interviews that I've listened to, or herbal books or doulas or women that are doing the work that have inspired. And so it's a journey every day. But I also give myself space to be free in my feminine energy. Like I'm in my masculine when I need to be, when I'm kicking doors in, when I'm on my business plays, when I'm running shit, when I'm in a certain bag. Yeah. And then I always, you know, that's why with Zen and Kush and my music, you're going to feel that sensual feminine.
Yes.
You're going to see me with the women. You're going to see me doing luxurious feminine things because it's about the balance. So you might see me in my big pants and my baggy tee during the day, but then as Zen and Kush, I might be in some 6-inch heels with the white fishnets and the thong and the fluffy white top.
Yes.
With the pop, you feel me? Yes. And just on my sexy white fur robe flowing and just glowing and glistening, sipping mango juice, smoking some good kush, listening to some music, Passion and Magic.
So since you you mentioned it, I definitely want to get into the Zen Kush.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been one of the events that I don't even know why I haven't even been to one. I feel like every time it's because it's always on a 420.
Yeah.
It's not yet. I plan to be there next year.
Okay.
I saw the footage that you guys released. I was like, oh my gosh, it looks so lit. But I just love how you have embraced this, and this is something that you have thrown yearly that people look forward to. Like, seriously look forward to. Like, I've met people that have gone to the event, and they were talking about it's an experience that, like, they haven't, I guess, experienced at an event before, which is why they look forward to it. Tell me about you starting Zen Kush and why you decided to make it an annual thing on 420.
Thank you. That's a good question. I started Zen Kush way back in the day. I used to work in a dispensary. I was a medicine woman in the community. And I was learning all this stuff about pregnant women using cannabis to heal, and the veterans healing their PTSD, and soccer moms and corporate dudes, and so many different types of people. The OGs, like people that live on the streets, you know, like I'm like, wow. And I'm seeing how it's healing people that have really like deep ailments. And I'm like, yo, this is wild, because when I was in school, they used to send a program into my classroom to stop class and give a presentation on why cannabis, weed, is so, devastating. When it was like, they told us nothing but lies.
Yeah.
They made a lot of black people fearful. They really weaponized that plant. And a lot of black people and brown people got locked up because of it. You know what I mean? And so just thinking about that, and then being in the space in real time, it's like, dang, we've been lied to. So it just, not only that, I would get invited to these bud tender events, and I'll be the only sister in that bitch. Wow. And I'm like, I know, you feel me? Or it'll be a farmer's event that I'm booked to perform at, and it's all white farmers. And so I had a problem with that. And yes, I did, advocate and speak on it. But also I was like, let's just make my own stuff. Let me just do my own. Let me build it up. Let me build a space where people could actually learn about the plant medicine, a space that's free of alcohol, where people can just be on some melanated, like creative, good music, good vibes.
Love that.
If you want a little something, you can. And I had a vision. And so I was already curating events throughout the city, open mics, spoken words, all kind of fly stuff, booking really dope people. But once I got really focused on this particular vision, with the lifestyle and the plant medicine and community, but also like femininity, that's when I was like, it's time. And so one day I was just journaling, meditating, and then it came to me, Zen Kush.
Wow.
You feel me? And I might have been thinking about Snoop Dogg's like gin and juice. Or I don't know, but it just came. It felt good, clean, clear, beautiful, mystical. And, to answer the last part of your question, Zen Kush used to be something I did every month. But as it grew, I did it quarterly.
Gotcha.
And then I started traveling. So now we got Zen Kush Atlanta, Miami, Portland, Costa Rica, Detroit, DC, Brooklyn, you feel me? Austin, Arizona, Sedona, Phoenix, like Canada, you feel me? We went, it's been beautiful, and it's all me. It's all independent. It's all, the people that rock with me, the people that support me. And so it's been fun. And so now, because my artistry is expanding, my career, everything that I'm doing with my merch and apparel, the projects I'm working on with the Vixens, the stuff I got going with the kids and the schools, teaching them music and making songs together, just all the various layers of what I do is now, okay, let's let's do it once, maybe twice a year.
Okay.
So in the spring, we do the Zen Kush 420 experience, which is the anniversary event. So next year will be the 10-year anniversary, and it's gonna be a film festival. I would love for you to be there. And then I hosted the first ever Zen Kush Fest in December in Miami. Actually, it was 2 Decembers ago, but I wanted to bring it back, and I said, let me just focus on Zen and Kush 420, and then my more intimate events, and then Zen and Kush 10-year will bring back Zen and Kush Festival.
Wow.
So basically, that gives us the whole year to connect, build, bring in various brands, sponsor stuff like that to really make it special. Because even though I am independent, Zen and Kush does have a beautiful reputation. Zen and Kush, people have had transformational experiences there because it is so deeply rooted in the healing, the wellness, the holistic elements. It's like, all the best parts, all of our favorite parts of the culture, all the things we love most about the club, but on some like da 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 da. And so eventually Zen and Kush will have a home. It'll be a temple. It'll be a club, but we building. So that's why I kind of scale back on doing so many, just to focus on that 1 or 2 per year and really get to the
What was it about the 9th year that made this year so special? What would you say?
The 9th year?
What set this year apart than the other 8 years that you've been doing this?
What set it apart? That's a good one.
The promo was nice.
Thank you. Yeah,
you went hard on the promo.
Thank you. The promo, the visuals. Shout out to my visual team, the Vixens, Daniel Sun Media, Zen and Kush Vixens, and everybody that supports me. But yes, the visuals, that was really important to me. Like having the vision, having the mood boards, getting it popping. The fact that it was in LA, my hometown where it all started. I got to collaborate with some really dope brands. Backwoods was there. You feel me? Elementalist was there. Wild Seed, Mento Mango. He do the fresh, beautiful, delicious smoothies. You feel me? Chef Dom was there with the vegan soul food. And the list goes on and on and on. Shout out to Dope Sugar. They was in there, Black woman-owned shops in L.A. And I had also dropped my Mystical Kush that same day on 420. So we got to the venue, 7 a.m., did some setup, left around 11:12, pulled up at the dispensary, pulled up, supported the shop, got the Mystical Kush, had a little sesh on the bus, and then circled right back to Zen and Kush and got it popping. But it was a very celebratory. We had the red carpet. That was the first time I had brought the red carpet out. It came out gorgeous. I worked with a Black-owned production company that helped me do that. And so many other beautiful things. The guest list was top tier. The lineup, we had AJ Snow, Taisha Renee, Nutty from New Orleans was there. We had the Sartorial Tobacconist, who I believe you met at Rolling Loud. And Deja Gomez pulled up. It was a vibe. It was really special. And, Honey Blue from L.A. So, special lineup, special vibe, good support, lots of learning lessons, on how I want to make things even tighter and just even more fluid. But I'm so thankful because most of all, it just showed me how 9 years in and the people rock with me. It's like the community, it just shows you how important doing something and committing to it is, because then you look up and it's been 9 years and you're like, wow. So I'm really like, okay, what's the next level of impact I want to have with this space, and just being more intentional in how I show up in it. So yeah, thank you for asking, because I'm really inspired.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, next year, or you said the next event, I definitely have to be at it. For someone that really promotes like Kush and marijuana, with marijuana being more, I guess, in the hands of the government, with the dispensaries and everything, do you feel like that has changed the quality of Kush, in your opinion?
Yes. Yes. However, what I think is very important, just like how we do with our food, you feel me? It's important to ask questions.
Yeah.
Know where the herb is coming from. How's it grown? Is it organic? Is it sun grown? Like, where does it come from? I think just incorporating more intention around that will, keep us connected to what we should be connecting to, and that's really the sacredness. That's really the medicine element of it. But yes, I do believe that, but I also believe there are growers and farmers that are doing such beautiful things, like with the regenerative farming and more eco conscious. Um, some are even doing like biodynamic, So it's just like seeing who's out there and being intentional and not just buying the first thing that you see.
Exactly.
Um,
No, I love.
Homegrown is the best.
I hear that because I had some weed the other day and it had me feeling all types of weird. I was like, "Did somebody lace this motherfucker?" I'm just kidding.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Was that strong? I wonder if it wasn't
I'm also really
a lightweight.
I'm a super lightweight,
Okay.
so that really hit me really hard. And then I started just really in my high. I was like,
Yeah.
thinking about all the chemicals that could possibly
Really? That's
be
deep.
put, just because you
Wow,
just
that's
don't know. I
deep,
don't ask
Shannon.
those questions. I just go to the dispensary
Right.
and I.
See, okay, and thank you so much for being honest in that and sharing that, because that's all I really want. I'm not about to sit here and tell you, oh, go run up the mystical Kush at Dope Sugar at both locations on Melrose and La Cienega. I'm not about to tell you what to do or where to go, but wherever you go, ask those questions. And I didn't always know that I had to go and be behind the scenes to really see how it's done, to see like it's a difference between quality and quantity, and so quality, sacredness, intention, that's all so important. And so being able to acknowledge that, like now, oh, what is this? Write it down. Like, talk about how you felt so you can know. Because I don't touch any herb, you know what I mean? I'm very specific about it, how it's grown, who's giving it to me. Yeah, you just gotta be like that. You just gotta be like that. And yeah, whatever that was, stay away from that one. But
Yes.
don't let that, define, because a lot of people sometimes might have access to something that might be too strong on their first time.
Yeah.
Then they never give it another try. But it's like, don't just write it off. Like, I want people to know that everybody has an endocannabinoid system, and we all respond differently and uniquely to cannabis. And it might not always just be smoking. It might be the CBD, like the cannabis. Shout out my girl Cannabis in the Bay. She got the CBD. She got the infused body solve. It might be the sip good infused tea, like with the herbs and the fresh hibiscus, and you put that raw honey or that manuka honey. It might be like the mints, like they make an infused mint that's more of a microdose. Maybe it's 1 or 2 grams. So you're microdosing throughout the day and it doesn't hit you like that. It might be a bath bomb. You might be 100 milligram bath bomb. You feel me? So it's just a matter of like finding what works for you, like what vibe you're on, but just knowing there's some beautiful, beautiful medicine out there, very creative products that exist. And so it's like kind of look beyond what you're just given. Ask those questions. What brands in here are black owned? Which brands in here are black woman owned? Which of these are collaborations with local artists? Which of these practice regenerative farming? Which of these are black cultivators, like indigenous cultivators, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not saying like go in there and hit them over the head, but hit them over the head. This industry is built on the backs of our communities. So at the very least, you feel me, it's like a certain level of respect that we should be met with. And sometimes you do got to demand it by asking simple questions.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I will definitely be asking all of those questions. So I know as an independent artist, we really rely on like the support of the our listeners and the people that have been just like true supporters of us. I know that you're getting ready to drop an album on 8/8, but you have an exclusive drop for people that want to take an early listen.
Yeah.
But I do like that approach because it gives, you know, your fans and your true supporters the opportunity to actually support you, you know, in that type of way. And I'm pretty sure that means a lot to you. Tell me about that strategy and why would you, I guess, drop it on 8/8? Why wouldn't you just make it more of like an exclusive thing?
I love that. Thank you. The first person that comes to mind is Nip. Because Nip knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Like, and he was like, I'm going to hit y'all $100. Come and buy this project. And they stood in line and they bought it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, like, all you need is a few solid ones, a few real ones that believes in the value that you set for yourself. And it's like, well, why not? I set the value for myself. And so I started my own little version of what that was like for me. And I remember I had a CD and I did drop it. I think I did do me $100 CD. And I was surprised at how many people supported at first, that first drop. I'm not going to say surprised, but more so like, oh, okay, y'all will really pay something.
Yeah.
If I say this is the value and I dropped it early so people, one, could invest in me directly if they support the movement. And two, the bonus is you get to listen to it 3, 4, 5 weeks before everybody else. So it's like we're all on this vibration right now of having that exclusive experience together before the rest of the world, because it's like once it dropped to Spotify and all them other brands, people, you know, typically they might just go and listen to the music. People don't always download or actually buy the music, not all the time. And so I feel like being able to do that exclusive drop, it allows you, because it's not cheap. Studio time ain't cheap. Production, beats ain't cheap. They damn sure not free. Mixing, you feel me? The mastering process, featured artists.
The energy that you put behind it, the time,
and every
all
studio
of that.
session is a movie.
Exactly.
Even if it's just me, I just like vibes a certain way. And so, anyways, you feel where I'm going.
Well, real shit. Like, I know I'm going to make sure I tap into the exclusive release. And Lizzy, I'm just so thankful that you made it here to the LRG headquarters. It's so important to get, you know, especially in the position that I am, more Black women in here and more Black women into these spaces with these big brands.
Thank you.
And I think you represent something so big. And I just love your message and everything that you do, honestly.
Thank you.
I'm a huge supporter and you really inspire me in so many different ways. What else could we look for towards the end of the year coming up?
Yeah, so the Zen Kush EP is coming July 12th for the early listen, and then 8/8 for the worldwide stream. I got a few shows down south. I'm going to hit Atlanta, Miami, New Orleans.
You bring the Vixens?
The Vixen's gonna be there.
The Vixens is gonna be there. Ronnie gonna be there.
We got the worldwide community of Vixens, which I love. So a lot of the cities, it's just like the ladies that live in that spot. But there are a few ladies like Ronnie, Princess, you met her, Empress. Of course, Yasmin, that's my girl. She make all my fly, sexy pieces. But sometimes they travel with me to different cities. You know, like certain cities just do numbers, and so it's like the vibe, you know. So basically we got the project. Passion and Magic music video is on the way. I got a couple singles dropping every week leading up to the album release. Just because I just been working. I just been doing my music thing, feeling very inspired. And so and then of course y'all see my custom feminine cap.
Oh, okay. So that's your hat. Okay.
Yeah, and then we got the filming the Lizzy Jeff logo on the back. And so that's my new. These drop. The pre-orders drop June 1st. Or the orders open June 1st, and then they get shipped out June 11th. Ooh. And so it's just something that I'm trying, and I love it. And I've been getting a lot of good feedback. And so I got some fly merch, more music, more videos, more dope partnerships, more funding. You feel me? More opportunities to be great and just exist in my full creative freedom, especially as a black woman in America.
Yes.
All I want to do is see us do what we want to do creatively, kick back, chill, have luxurious experiences, take some time for us sometimes instead of always saving the world and doing what everybody wants us to do, you know? And so that's the lifestyle that I just do my best to live by, and be consistent and devoted to. And more, I just been connecting with people that are on that same vibe. But I'm ready to build, you know, people that are living in these different places that have access to resources, budgets, music venues, all of that. Let's grow, let's build. It's a movement. And I'm just here living my dreams every day.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lizzy Jeff. And so many yeses and so many opportunities are on your way, girl. I feel that.
You too.
Thank you.
You're so
I
amazing.
receive that.
You're such a wonderful hostess.
Thank you, girl.
I'm so proud of you. Thank you for setting the intention to bring me into this space and then making it happen.
Awesome.
I really respect that, and I'm just proud of you and your journey. And as much as you support me, I want to support you. So
Awesome.
Please just keep me posted on your journey. I'm here. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Dope AF.
Thank you. Sisters for life. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Peace, y'all. Awesome. That's awesome.
Good.